Have you ever watched a really good ERLC roleplay video and thought, how do they make this so real? Well, today I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. I'm going to teach you how to roleplay like a pro, no matter what team you're in. Police, fire, EMS, DOT, or civilian. After this video, your roleplay is going to look amazing and other players will definitely notice. Okay, before we talk about specific teams, let's cover the basic rules that make all roleplays better. Rule number 1. Be realistic and not flashy. Please do not drive with your Kovac Eladera or your Bugatti or your Lamborghini. That's not realistic. Just drive a normal car. And yes, even this car is way too much. Something like this always looks realistic. Police normally use the Crown Vics, including maybe an Antelope or just the beginner cars that you have inside of the police team. They're pretty fine. Rule number 2. Follow the actual rules on the road. Right now it's green, so I can turn. There we go. But make sure you stop at the red lights. Use your turn signals, because as you guys saw, I just did not do that. And don't speed unless it's for a real reason. This might seem boring, but it's what makes emergency situations feel real and important. Rule number 3 is to use the tools the game gives you. ERLC has tons of cool features that most people don't even touch, including a license. Get it fixed so you can show it to a police. And if you use those correctly, that is exactly what separates the boring role players from the pro role players. Now I'm gonna start off with the police role plays. A car like this is also always realistic, but remember, if you're in a British roleplay server, you're able to use this. But do not use this if you're in an American roleplay server, because it's just not how it should be. Now, when you pull someone over, don't just drive up behind them with all your lights going crazy, full takedown, everything, I'm gonna put everything on. No, that's not how it should be. Normally the police turns on your light to put a signal on to stop, and then you need to angle your car slightly away from the traffic, so this protects you if another car hits your vehicle. And there we got it. Of course, we always get it. What do you mean it's not working? What do you mean, bruh? Like, that was one example of a very bad roleplay. And now I can also give you another tip. Never join public servers. If you want to roleplay for real, go ahead, go to servers. You have so many servers you can join, and yes, it's not public, but it will get your roleplay a lot more up. Another thing you can do is go first person, because this will make your view a lot more realistic and make it look like you're in a real car. Also, it's a lot harder right now, but that's way more fun. Now, I was gonna continue about the fact how you need to pull someone over. Once you've angled your car, you need to turn on your traffic advisor so the other cars know to move over. When you walk up to the car, go on the passenger side, not the driver's side. Why? Well, because that is what keeps you safe against the traffic. Then, always keep your hand near your weapon. Not to be mean, but because that's what real officers do for their safety. Take their ID back to your car and actually use your MDT to check if they have warrants or if the car is stolen. Then come back with a warning or a ticket, or just let them go. Now, I also want to talk about the crime scene. When you get to a crime scene, switch to stage 1 lights. And then I'm talking about this one right here. It's cruise, and then you can use your spotlight in case you have that one, so you can light up the scene. Here's a big secret most people don't know. Use those crowd control barriers. Set up a real perimeter around the scene. Don't just throw barriers everywhere around. Create actual entry and exit points and keep civilians away from evidence. Make sure you do this with a few people, so some people can be on the lookout and some people can investigate, and trust me, you will get way more fun. Now, if it's nighttime, you can actually use your flares and place them between your barriers. Now, I want to go over the emergency lines, since I've seen so many mistakes about this one, so let me go and talk about it real quick. Stage 3, or the full, is when you're running against a full speed chase. Stage 1 is when you're at a scene or just doing some small police work, and where is normally used when you're in front of another car and you need to show them what you need to do. Of course, you can always do right alley, left alley, or even use the takedown, but that's just whether or not you want that. And yes, you are able to use the mic if you want. I see so many people who forget about that we still have a mic that you can send messages to other people. Like turn off engine, pull over. All of this stuff is now way easier, and you don't even have to do some crazy stuff in order for them to notice it. Now let's go over medical roleplay, because to be honest, this is not really an easy one. First up, if you get called for a medical emergency, don't just rush to the patient. First, make sure that the scene is safe. If the police are still shooting or whatever, wait until they say it's clear. Then you need to set up a treatment area with your equipment. Use your medical bag. Use your monitor. Place it somewhere. Place your medic bag. And if needed, ask police so they can make barriers. And yes, once again, this takes long, but if you're in a matchmaking server or you're in a roleplay server, this shouldn't matter. And please do not misuse the stretcher. I see so many people just using the stretcher to move them around. No, use it to check the patients, put them in the ambulance, all of that. Now, let's say you got a stretcher, you got ambulance, and you got inside of the hospital. There we go. Don't just drop the patients at the hospital. You just drop them here and then leave. Then they will get treatment, I guess. No, they don't. Switch to the hospital job and become a nurse. Take the patient to real hospital procedures. I'm thinking about a surgery room. Get him real treatment. Here you have surgery rooms. Then take him to the patient rooms. Check on him, let him rest for a bit. Let him check in the clinic. And once he's good to go, you just let him go. I mean, the hospital has so many rooms and features that nobody uses. You can make some very cool realistic medical scenarios right here, so do so. Now that's kind of it. Oh, of course, we also got the firefighter, and that's a lot more different. But for that, it's kind of the same. Just make sure the area is safe. If there are any people who are at the fire, make sure they are safe. If possible, get DOT there, especially police, so they can set off the whole road so nobody gets into danger. And luckily, it's a lot more realistic. I mean, we've got the door animation, all of that stuff. I think that's a lot better. But all the rest, it really depends on your scenario. Just make sure you do not rush the process. Because a lot of people just go to there, quickly just do the fire, bam, bam, and then just gone. No, that's not how you should do it. Take your time with it. Show that you actually care. Now, I want to move on to the DOT. Because a lot of people think that this is still the most boring job. But when done right, it's actually pretty cool. And adds so much more realism to the server. Now, first up, the highway work. When you're setting up a work zone, park your truck at an angle facing away from the work area. So this protects the workers if you get into a car crash. Now turn on your warning lights, and if you have the message board, if you have the more expensive car, go ahead, use it, and you can show merge right. Use the arrow boards to show cars which way to go. Make sure you put up enough barriers around your work area and add cones between them. And please do not overuse speed bumps. I see so many people just putting 10 of them in one row. That's not how it should be. Now let's say there's an accident. Your job is to control traffic and keep everyone safe. Work with the police to set up safe areas for the emergency workers. So DOT is more of communication. Make sure everything is communicated right, and if you do this with friends or just two people, it's already a lot more fun. And most of the time, if people are serious, they will actually go around the cones to make sure you guys can work on the road work. Now I also want to go and talk about civilian roleplay, because first of all, I still see so many mistakes, and I've already talked about it, that people do not act like a real person. They just run and they just run everywhere. No, go ahead, walk a little bit slowly. If you want to make it even more realistic, just go first person. It's a lot more fun and makes it a lot more realistic. If you're playing a student, drive an old Honda. If you're a business person, maybe a nice sedan, why not? Match your vehicle to your character story, and if needed, go ahead, change your avatar, play around with it. But this makes you feel like you're really in that character. And of course, when police pulls you over, act like a normal person. Have your license ready, be polite, and if needed, and you don't need to be polite, then also go ahead, roleplay with it. A lot of the times you'll understand, okay, this guy understands we're doing a roleplay right now, and some people don't even know how to roleplay. And please do not just sit there. Wait for the police to come, they say hey, and then you drive away. No, that's not how you should roleplay, guys. That's just noob. That's just noob actions. I used to do that when I was 10 years old and just thought, haha, funny, you cannot catch me, because I wanted to do a quick chase. No, guys. Now, how can you make good scenarios? If you can get into a car accident, medical emergency, small crimes, these always create opportunities for great roleplay for everybody. And if you do not like to be a criminal or drive around like an NPC, go ahead, do a postal worker, gas station, or maybe even a valley transit worker. It's all pretty fun if it's being taken serious. Now, I feel like my personal opinion on what's the best civilian roleplay job, it's got to be the news worker. worker. It's so much fun. You actually have a goal. A lot of people will roleplay with you because you actually have a pretty important role inside of the roleplay scenarios. There's always something new to go ahead, and this just never stops. And yes, get somebody to join with you. If you are with 2 or with 3 people, get someone to go ahead. He needs to have the microphone. He needs to talk, and somebody else needs to hold the camera. And if you really love news worker, go ahead. There are always roleplay servers who like to have some kind of news channel, and maybe you can go ahead and do that. It's a lot of fun, trust me. Now I want to talk about some advanced techniques that will make your roleplay look more professional. First off, the radio communication. Learn the basic radio codes and talk like real emergency workers. Instead of saying I need help at the bank as a police, say Unit 12 requesting backup at First National, possible armed robbery. Code 3, response. But that's not it, because also real emergency response is teamwork. Fire department takes charge of the scene, police handles security, EMS deals with the medical, DOT controls the traffic. When everybody knows their job, everything works smoothly and it's a lot more fun. Now, I see a lot of people who don't really use the environment. Make the scenes look realistic. If there's a car crash, position the cars properly. Turn on the hazard lights. Like this right here, don't just park your car and then go ahead and film the scene. No, wait until there's fire department. Wait until there's more police around. And if not, well, just skip that roleplay then. And also, I see a lot of people making this mistake. When they're in a roleplay server, they don't know what level of realism they want. So make sure when they're asking for realistic roleplays, do not just go there and do a police pullover and then just drive away. That's not how it should be. It will ruin the experience for basically everybody. Also, don't start every scenario at maximum chaos. Begin with normal situations that get more serious naturally. It's never that out of nowhere somebody pulls a gun out.
Why? 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 Why, oh God, fucking why?
That's not how it should be. It should first be, oh, there's getting some tension right there, and then out of nowhere something happens. Like a small medical call that becomes a major emergency. This feels more realistic than just straight up jumping into the chaos, which is in real life also not the case. And if you want to be even more realistic, go ahead and use the proper chain of command. If you're a commander, then act like a commander. And also, don't be scared to give other people feedback on how the roleplay was. What should we fix? What should we do better? Should we do another texting style? Some people try to keep it so serious that it's not themselves anymore. Always a joke or something that makes it look way more realistic is way more fun. Now the thing is, I can make a whole video about everything that you can do, so I want to ask you guys, what should I focus on in my next video? What should I explain even more? And what do you guys seem to still have the most struggles with? Let me know in the comments. And as always, if this was helpful, make sure to subscribe and put that post notification bell on so you will be the first one if I make a new video. And that's it for today. I'll see you all in the next video.